Hi there, guys. This rifle isn't what it would appear to be at first glance. Looks a little bit like a sporterized 303, but what it is in fact is a 22 Hornet. Now this rifle started out in its original guise. You can see the markings on the barrel there, 22L. This rifle started out years ago as a 22 trainer, and it was sporterized by somebody probably in the 1940s or 50s and turned from a 22 long rifle trainer into a 22 Hornet. You can see they did some rather creative things with the buttstock there. We've got a standard Lee Enfield buttstock underneath all that, and they cut a piece off the top and they put a comb on it, and they cut a piece off the bottom to make a pistol grip stock, and they basically have dropped the heel of the butt down probably an inch or so from what the original Lee Enfield stock would be, and they have a rather ill-fitting butt plate on that. Stock is kind of short. I find it necessary to put a recoil pad on it just for the extra length, because it is rather short in the length of pole. They did a few other things to it. They cut the charger bridge off the gun. You can see the stub of it here. And they basically removed the original magazine and filled in the floor plate with a piece of metal. The barrel is the original 25¼ inch length. They replaced the rear sight with this Williams sporting sight, and they removed the original rear sight. You can see the remains of the connection there. Like I said, it's the original 25¼ inch length barrel. They replaced the front sight with a sporting style of front sight. So we'll turn it over here and have a look at the other side. So here we have the left-hand side of the rifle. You can see the grafted on woodwork. I may replace this buttstock with a different one because I do find it rather short. The quality of the woodwork that was done on it is not horrible, but it's not all that great either. I would say it was a home gunsmithing project of somebody's. You can see the remains of the receiver bridge here for the charger clip guide. That's been removed, and it looks like somebody had a scope mount on this thing at one point in time or another, which is missing. And some rather homebrew decoration on it as well. Another view of the Williams rear sight, and the front sight, which has got a hood on it. Perhaps we'll have a little closer look at here's the rear Williams sight. It rides up and down on a ramp, and it has sort of a semi-buckhorn profile with a U-notch, and it's adjustable for both windage and elevation. Front sight is interesting. It's a two-position sight. It's kind of got an L shape to it, and you can flip it to one of two positions, one with a ring type aperture and the other with a post. So since I'm shooting at a bullseye target, I chose to use the aperture style of front sight. Looking down the top of the barrel channel, you can see that they cork bedded the barrel here. I haven't had the stock off this, but most likely they removed the original spring that's under the barrel on a Lee Enfield, and they replaced that with this cork packing. They've also filled in the channels for the rear sight guard here, and also the small cutouts for the spring clips that would be the rear handguard on this this gun originally. And if we get a close up here, you can see the markings on it. We've got the proof marks, and 22 long and 0.610 tons per square inch. And hopefully this will show up. We basically got the BSA stacked rifles logo there. Moving back in here, you can see the breech end of the barrel, and this is a 25¼ inch barrel. And basically what they did was they took a 22 Hornet reamer to this 22 rimfire barrel. So this leaves you with a usable Hornet barrel, but it is a rather slow rate of twist, 1 16 inches, and the bore is a 223 bore. A modern Hornet would be 224 bore and 1 14 twist. They also would have replaced the rimfire firing pin setup on this gun with a standard No.1 Mark III style of centerfire striker, and the extractor appears to have been reworked from the original 22 long rifle extractor, just reprofiled to work with the Hornet round. There is no magazine, as you can see. Fired cartridges simply fall out of the chamber and into the empty magazine well, which has had a plate added to the bottom, and that kind of acts as a receptacle for the fired brass. Hopefully the markings show up here. We've got the Imperial Crown cipher on the top there, and BSA Company 1915, and it is a SHT 22 No.4 star. That's what this started out life as. And moving down to the bottom metal, you can see where a filler piece has been added in the magazine well to close it off, and the loop that's normally on here for the action cover to tie it on with, that's been ground off. Some other things have happened here. They've put a piece of metal in here to fill in the rib that the back of the 303 magazine would have fitted into, and they've done some reprofiling and so forth, which they didn't get around to completely finishing. It's rather a shame that this rifle was modified. If it was in its original condition, it would probably be worth, you know, $700, $800, $900 depending on the condition. But sporterized into its current configuration, it's worth, you know, $200 or $300 to the right person. But anyway, it seems to be a reasonable shooter if the proper bullet weights are used. Because of the 1 16 inch twist, you have to stick with some fairly lightweight bullets. But there are bullets available from 30 grains, 30, 35, 40, and 45 grains should all be suitable. I tried some 50 grain bullets, not expecting much out of them, and they would only shoot about a 4-inch group. However, with some Hornet 35 grain VMAX ammunition, I got a 3-shot group the other day that was about 3/4 of an inch. So the rifle will do the job if you feed it the right ammunition.